What is going on, Sports Wars? We're here, we're live, and we are ready for some more NFL playoffs on this Sunday. Hopefully get some better games than the late game last night, the Seahawks and the 49ers. What an absolute desecration. What an absolute desecration. And for those people that keep track of our picks, got to be honest with you, even though when we were last on here, I picked the Seahawks to beat the 49ers. As the week went on, we got the details about Sam Darnold's oblique injury that he hadn't thrown in a while. I was very hesitant to pick the Seahawks anyway. I switched my pick. Will and Beardo, I went to them. I said, hey, guys, just so you know, I'm changing my pick to the 49ers. So got to be honest with everybody. Got to let everybody know that that was a very stupid idea. It was a very dumb idea. So, but we'll get into that game. Beardo, how's it going, man?
I'm here.
I love we're all repping our teams because all of our teams have big stuff going on this week. You know, the Bears are trying to make an NFC championship game. The Patriots are trying to make an AFC championship game. And the Giants hired their fifth head coach in 10 years.
Yes, we did. Yes, we did. The Giants won the Super Bowl a few days ago.
The Super Bowl.
If you guys didn't know, the Giants won the Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
We'll talk about Harbaugh going to the Giants and probably getting paid massive amounts of money. We'll talk about Kevin Stefanski also got hired in the middle of the games last night. So he's the head coach for the Atlanta Falcons. We haven't been live since Mike Tomlin, stepped down to a mass amount of, very upset Steelers, apparently. Not exactly upset Steelers fans. I think they're happy to see him go. But, yeah, we'll talk about the coaching carousel that is ongoing in the NFL. But we got a couple super chats first. Taker, credit to the 49ers. They scored twice as many points as they did last time they played the Seahawks. Progress, not perfection. Woof. That was rough. Corruptorviz for 199. Will, you want to keep doubting my Hawks? Go Hawks.
We'll see next week. I think when the Bears come to town next week, the Seahawks are going to have their hands full. We'll see.
Ooh. We got to get there. Alex Ericave, fuck my life. Jags lost. Well, hold on. Let's not forget. Your Packers lost too. Okay. So you're Jags and Packers fan, Alex. So I will not let you forget the Packers lost. The Jags lost. We can, you know what? Okay. Good season. Some old country black lady made Liam Cohen feel a little bit better about himself for losing. That's over. That hurts over. That pain's over for Jags fans. Packers lost, though. MetaPC code RK Outpost or Beardo.
Thank you, Alex.
Thanks, Alex. B. Jane, Eli Tomac won again Supercross in San Diego. Also, I had went to the hospital Friday night, had food stuck in my throat, and needed an endoscopy. Fun.
Good.
Yeah. Food stuck in your throat.
Dude, that happened to me in college.
It's a good learning lesson.
I had a piece of chicken stuck right, like it wouldn't go into my stomach. It was like right on that flap. I had to do the same thing. Luckily, it's a really easy procedure.
What the hell, yeah.
I feel like that would send me into like a panic attack.
Yeah, it's not fun. It's not fun. Like when they give you drugs to throw up and you still can't like swallow water because this thing's like stuck right there. All they do is go like push it in or whatever, but just need to chew my food better.
Oh yeah, I don't even like this. Like just thinking about that like makes me feel weird. Like I do think I would like have a fucking panic attack and die. Like if I just had food stuck in my throat for a day. Like what the fuck?
Yeah.
Let's see. Where are we? John Getz Gaming. I disagree. That was beautiful last night. Fuck Purdy. That was rough, dude. If you get beat like 40-6, you would at least assume that the losing quarterback put up a bunch of fucking yards or something. I think Brock Purdy had like 140 yards.
Yeah, it wasn't good.
It was like he had like 140 yards and an interception. No touchdowns. It was basically like a Peyton Manning Super Bowl performance is what Brock Purdy put up. What?
I mean, at least Peyton won the Super Bowl, though.
He did. I'm just saying that's basically what
he won.
Brock Purdy's stat line is effectively Peyton Manning's Super Bowl line as well.
Yeah, but it was in a meaningless playoff game. And once again, Kyle Shanahan out of the playoffs. I love it.
Playoff game. What does that mean? No playoff game can be meaningless.
If you don't make the championship, it doesn't fucking matter. Nobody remembers. Nobody remembers. You think 5 years from now, people are going to remember? Oh, man, do you remember that 2025 49ers team when they were so banged up and they went to the playoffs and they got blown out by the Seahawks? Nobody's going to fucking remember. Nobody cares. It's meaningless. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, but the game itself, when it's happening, was not meaningless.
You know what matters is that Kyle Shanahan once again proved that he's not a good head coach. He's a good offensive coordinator, great offensive mind, not a good head coach.
I disagree. I think Kyle Shanahan is a great head coach. Obviously, the Niners have been decimated with injuries this year. Every team, you have to take it as it lies. You know, you're going to have injuries. It kind of all depends on who it's going to be and stuff like that. But the Seahawks obviously fucking have their number over these past 2 games.
Yeah.
And
Seahawks are going to the Super Bowl. They're going to the Super Bowl.
Maybe. We'll see. But also someone says this is 2026, not 2025, Beardo.
The 2025 NFL season? Are you fucking retarded? Not you, Ryan. Whoever said it in the chat. This is the 2025 fucking season. Holy shit. I know it's early,
true.
But it's never too early to fucking roast a fucking gosh damn retard in the chat.
Yeah. I always talk about the 85 Bears because it's the 85 season. They won the Super Bowl against the New England Patriots.
Holy shit.
In 86. But yeah, 85 season. JC Hero of Canton, go Hawks. All the Seahawks fans are happy. All the Seahawks fans are happy. Pissin' Penguins. Finally, hello, darkness, my old friend. Can exit my head with the mid-tier tyranny of Mike Tomlin coming to an end. Have a good boys. Well, I think we'll have a good one. Thank you, Pissin' Penguins. We might as well talk about that. So Mike Tomlin.
2026, Beardo.
Mike Tomlin, after an embarrassing performance against the Houston Texans, which for some reason you guys thought the Steelers would win that game. After an embarrassing performance, Mike Tomlin decided it was time to hang him up. To hang him up and walk into the sunset. Mike Tomlin, for 19 years as the Steelers head coach, stepped down. Now he was not fired. He stepped down technically.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, I think if he hadn't made that decision, ownership and him get together and they might have, maybe they do fire him. Who knows what it
the owner came out and said he was ready to give it another year. So, I mean, I think this was more likely Tomlin's decision of not being booed by his own fans, you know?
Yeah, like they're chanting to fire his ass. I mean, he probably thinks it's racist or something. I don't know, but he's like the pressure in Pittsburgh has been constant over the past couple of years, and when you get Aaron Rodgers in there, you have certain expectations, even though he's obviously older. And they did make the playoffs barely, but that was that. And
I can tell you who the Steelers' next head coach is going to be. I already know. I have the script. Did you know that?
You got the script, huh? I
have the script.
Well, Brian Flores is my guess. Who do you think?
Brian Flores will be the next head coach of the Pittsburgh Steelers. Good job, Ryan.
Yeah. The only way that would not line up with everything else we've seen from the history of Pittsburgh over the past, 60 fucking years or whatever, would be he has been a head coach before. Right. Often, I mean,
runs a great defense.
You look at Bill Cowher, you look at Mike Tomlin. Both of them were very young fucking coordinators, so they never had a head coaching job before, and then got that job. Brian Flores has had a head coaching job before. I mean, basically, they wouldn't even have to change a lot of the graphics. Brian Flores with a beard, Mike Tomlin looked like exactly the fucking same anyway. So you just reload all the graphics. No one would even fucking notice.
It's a very safe hire. Plus, you kill 2 birds with 1 stone with the Rooney Rule. You just interview Flores, hire him. There you go. You save yourself some money on flights.
Yeah, I don't know. I think that would be, like you said, a rather safe hire.
Safe. Very safe. Yep.
But I don't know, man. Look, Brian Flores didn't work out very well for him in Miami. But with everything we've seen in Miami, one of the things Brian Flores said was that he didn't think that Tua had what it took.
He was
and
right.
Like, Tua was too soft and he was too hard on Tua and like all this stuff. With what we've seen from Tua, looks like Brian Flores was in the right there. Now, the thing that I dislike about Brian Flores is that he's a fake victim bitch trying to pretend like the NFL's fucking racist for firing him, like the lawsuits against the NFL, all this fucking bullshit. Fuck you. That's the shit I hate about Brian Flores. But obviously, as a defensive coordinator and a defensive mind, he's been really good.
Honestly, I think the Rooney Rule is racist in itself.
Well, it's by definition racist.
Correct. Yeah.
Yes. And it's this desperate effort to get more black coaches and blah, blah, blah. For people that don't know, the Rooney Rule it originally was just head coaching jobs. Now I think it's expanded to other categories as well in terms of
offensive,
like other
defensive coordinator.
Yeah, coordinators and even GMs maybe potentially. But
yeah, GMs. Yep, GMs have to.
You cannot just say John Harbaugh just got fired from the Ravens and he's everyone's top tier head coaching candidate. You could not just go out and offer the job to John Harbaugh. Hey, we want you here, man. $20 million. Just fucking come on. You can't do that. Instead, you are required, because of the Rooney Rule, to interview minority candidates. So even if you have absolutely no intention of hiring any other coach, you are forced to interview a black candidate.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then people bitch about them being used as, well, they didn't even want to hire him. They just brought him in to satisfy the rule. Yeah, that's what they did. Because the rule says you need to interview token blacks for your fucking head coaching position, even if you have no intention of hiring them.
It's a waste of time and money. You have to bring the entire staff in. You have to turn the fucking lights on in the building. You have to spend money on the fucking private jet and the fucking jet fuel that it takes the private jet to get there. Fly them in, fly them out, just to not hire them because you weren't going to hire them in the first place.
And I do believe the only way around it is if you hire within. So you don't have to follow the Rooney Rule if you hire someone that's already on the staff. So if you want to make your offensive coordinator the next head coach, you don't have to interview anyone. You could just do that. But if you want to hire someone outside that's currently not on your staff, then yeah, you have to follow the Rooney Rule.
And they decided, well, still not enough blacks are being hired for head coaching positions or for general manager positions. So now what's the extra incentive? Oh, by the way, if you're like a team that has a black assistant general manager who gets hired by another staff to be the GM, your team gets like compensatory picks. Like you get advantages if you have black people that are in positions of power at your organization that like go to somewhere else and get a job. It's wild the amount that they will do for this shit. You know what? If it's me, you know what that would incentivize me to do? Not hire any black people because I don't want any of my competition getting extra picks for nothing. That's what it incentivized me to do. Just saying. But the Rooney Rule is very stupid. But Mike Tomlin, he's not going to be coaching. If he did coach somewhere anytime soon,
I think he's done.
I think he's done for a while. I think we're going to see him on TV and stuff like that. Yep. But the thing is, if at any point in time he wants to coach again, somebody's going to have to trade for him. Because he's still under contract by the Steelers. He's still under contract by the Steelers, so it'd be like a Sean Payton type of deal. And look, we still have we still have, what is it? We still have fucking.
What are you trying to say?
Matt LaFleur. We still have Matt LaFleur, who has not come to a deal yet with the Green Bay Packers.
They're working on it.
They're working on it. The Green Bay Packers have like no first round picks for the next couple of years because of the Micah Parsons shit. What do you think Green Bay Packers fans would feel right now if another team traded to get Matt LaFleur?
I don't know if that happens.
It could.
I think they'd be happy with it. I think Packers fans are ready to move on, even though I think it's foolish. I do think he's a pretty good coach.
Oh, wait, did he get the extension? Is that official?
Well, so I saw this morning that they're like close to getting it done. I think it was Ari Mirov. Ari Mirov tweeted this morning that it's like pretty much done. That it's just like they're doing it.
Oh, okay. Well, I did not see that this morning then. Well, fuck. Never mind.
Yeah, it looks like it's a done
I'm trying
deal.
to find it. I think this might have happened last night. Here we go. I have it. I'm going to share my screen.
Go for it. Me and Beardo were a little busy last night, okay?
We were a little busy.
We were doing some casino shit last night.
The Packers and head coach Matt LaFleur have agreed to a contract extension to keep him in Green Bay. This was last night. Last night at 7 o'clock.
I'm really late on that then. That's our bad. That's our bad. My bad specifically. So never mind. I think if
maybe it's a sign and trade.
That's not going to happen now they got the extension. But if they couldn't come to one and he still had a year on his deal, I genuinely think it would have been a good idea for the Packers to do it. If you're ready to fucking move on.
But then who are you going to get? Because Harbaugh and Stefanski are gone. So who are you going to get?
Sean McDermott.
Fucking Brian Dable.
Dable.
Hey, you know what? Could you imagine a world? Imagine this. The Packers hire Mike McCarthy. Do you think Mike McCarthy could win a Super Bowl with the Packers?
I think Mike McCarthy is more likely to go to the Steelers than back to the Packers.
That was
you guys were talking about Brian.
That
Flores
sarcasm went.
I know.
Okay,
yeah,
all right.
you guys are talking about Brian Flores, the Steelers. Mike McCarthy actually has better betting odds that he's the Steelers' next head coach. Chris Shula is the favorite.
But who does?
Mike McCarthy has better odds than
For
Brian
the Steelers?
Mm-hmm.
What do you mean? Like, isn't McCarthy from that area? Like when I hear him speak, I feel like he's like from that area originally. Like I that to me makes a lot of sense. For an organization. Like you talk about Flores being a safe hire. I think McCarthy.
McCarthy, place of birth. Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
There you go. You can hear it. You can hear it when he talks. Like, I didn't know that. I didn't know he's right in from fucking Pittsburgh. I had no idea that, but you could tell that he's from the area based on his speech patterns. But shit, now I bet on that right now. Will do it. That's happening.
I mean, you can get over 3-1 odds on it, so maybe I'll sprinkle a little on it.
Is Brian Flores? Is he going to be a head coach somewhere, no matter what this season? Head coach somewhere?
I don't think so necessarily. We still got openings in Arizona. We got Arizona opening in Miami. He's not going to get the Miami job, obviously.
The Browns.
What's that?
The Browns.
The Browns. The Titans. The Titans are not a team that he's going to go to. The Titans are going to bring in like an offensive guy because of Cam Ward and shit. Like you can't not, right? Like they have to.
Kingsbury to Tennessee.
I think Mike McDaniel to Tennessee is more likely than Cliff Kingsbury. I think Cliff is going to be another offensive coordinator somewhere. That's what I think. Chris Shula to Miami, maybe.
Wasn't Brian Flores the Steelers defensive coordinator last year?
He was
last year or 2 years ago.
He's been a couple years ago. He was a defensive assistant for them, right? After he got fired. That was his first job back. Then he got the coordinator job in Minnesota. You know what the wild thing is?
I think there are like a lot of teams that don't want to deal with the fact that Flores has sued the league. I think that there's organization. Like you would think like Arizona would love to have him, but Arizona's a terribly ran.
Yeah, you know who else sued the league and he still doesn't have a job?
Who?
John Gruden. John Gruden. What's going on with Gruden?
Yeah, but I think
he doesn't want to coach.
Give him a job. Owner that would have to take Brian Flores on. But I think there are some owners that don't want to rattle things and are just like,
Baltimore?
Too much of a headache. Maybe. Who knows?
I could 100% see them getting strong-armed into hiring Brian Flores by their team. Like it's like to me, it's very clear in Baltimore that the inmates are running the asylum. Like just being honest, like that's why Harbaugh's gone. Like it's very obvious to me that's what's going on in Baltimore.
Would you think of the owner coming out? He said
different.
a lot of things. He said a lot of things at his press conference this week. But what did you think about like he wants to own the team for maybe 10 to 12 more years, and then he's going to sell it, which I thought was interesting.
He says down to his kids and shit. Yeah,
not going to give it to them. He says he's seen this ruin.
I respect it. I respect it. he said, I've seen families being been torn apart, after like whenever like the owner passes away.
I
So
mean,
if he were to die,
it's going on in Indy right now. I mean, we don't know the behind the scenes between those three daughters and how they're doing.
Yeah,
It seems like one is at the head of it, but
have you seen who's at the head of it? I'm just saying, would.
okay. But one of the other things he said was I thought was funny. He's like, I see Jerry Jones come up here and talk about the different body parts he would cut off to get another Super Bowl. I don't want to be that when I'm 82. Yeah. Another reason why he wants to just sell the team when he's like in his 70s.
It's wild. Little Orphan Funkhauser says, Ryan, the team who gets the minority head coach front office guy poached gets the comp picks, not the other way around. Also, fuck Josh Steinfeld, LMAO.
Yeah, that's what you said, right?
I know that. What I was saying is that if I was going to make a decision to hire this guy to come become my GM or whatever, I'd avoid it because you're giving your competition, the people you're hiring away from, the picks. Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's what I was saying. I wasn't talking about hiring them for this position in the first place.
Explain that.
Okay. So you have an assistant general manager who's black or Hispanic or I don't know if gay people count, whatever, right? Not a white dude. And they interview around for GM jobs. Say the assistant GM for the Bears leaves to be the general manager for the Cardinals. If he's black or minority, whatever qualifies for that, the team who he was the assistant GM for would get, I think, 2 third-round compensatory picks if their black leadership position person gets hired for a bigger position somewhere else. So it's more incentive to like what it is supposed to be is to incentive for you to promote black people to these positions of leadership so that if they get hired away, when you give them those opportunities and they show themselves, if they get hired away, you get like a bigger benefit.
That doesn't make sense.
I'm just telling you what the rules are.
Yeah, I get it. I get what you're saying, but that's retarded.
And whatever. Racist.
And racist. Yeah.
Metal Slave. Woo! 50 gifted memberships. Shout out Metal Slave. Fuck yes. Thank you, Metal Slave. And you know what? As much as we've been talking about these coaches and stuff like that, Metal Slave, the 50. She's rooting for the fucking Chicago Bears tonight. I know that. We got to get to the games that happened last night. And I suppose the first one we got to get to is this fucking crazy game. Josh Allen in another crazy playoff game. You don't say.
Also, I don't want to hear. I see in the chat, a lot of people complaining that the Bills got screwed. Hey, don't turn the ball over 5 times. Okay.
Yeah,
that's all I'm saying. Josh Allen did not play a good game.
Look, there's a reason that Josh Allen was weeping on the podium, and blaming it all on himself because it is his fault. This man fumbled twice. This man threw 2 picks. We're gonna talk about the one pick. But there have been a lot of playoff losses for the Bills over the past few years where you can't put the onus on Josh Allen, where he is just fucking balled out. And maybe just because he doesn't get the ball, like Patrick Mahomes, the last one to get that ball, and that's why they lose. This is not one of those games. The Bills have looked up and down all season. You have the leading rusher in the NFL and James Cook on the team. And yes, you have discussions about, the weapons that they have at receiver, whether they're as good as some other people's, whatever. This was the year for the Bills. We all talked about it before the season. And then the other people that we thought could be competition for the Bills fell by the wayside for injuries, bad teams, whatever. Mahomes, Burrow, Lamar. This was it. And the Bills went into Denver and come up just short. The officiating is a big topic of discussion. We'll talk about all of it. But I don't know, Will, how'd you feel about this game? This kind of crazy, wild, little bit back and forth game?
Very sloppy. Not what you would expect from Josh Allen. I do feel, because I was watching it with a massive Bills fan. I watched the whole game with them. I felt like at halftime, even with that ridiculous way the half ended and the Bills giving up of 3 extra points to Denver, nobody, including my friend who's a huge Bills fan, we all felt like, yeah, well, it's okay. Buffalo gets the ball first. They're probably going to score on their first drive, and they're going to make this a game. I even said, watch, the Bills are going to score twice and take a lead at some point in this game because that's just what happens in Bills games. And that's exactly what happened. My biggest takeaway from this is, yes, it was Josh Allen. And I understand if Josh Allen wasn't on the Bills team, they would have lost by 40. I get that, but he is on the team. It's all on him. And it wasn't just the fumbles. I mean, why you got to know trying to push the ball at the end of half there, you got to be – you have no timeouts. Why are you even putting yourself in that situation, that risk of fumbling there? And he was running up the middle of the field. Like, when he got tackled and went down, they were going to have no time to get, maybe if they're lucky, to snap it and spike it or whatever, maybe. But even then, you were looking at a Hail Mary for a chance for points. It wasn't gonna happen. So that was just on Josh Allen making a dumb play, which he made a lot of them. But the other thing that people aren't talking about, I think, is the interceptions, or just the incomplete deep balls, because they were underthrown all night. He was underthrowing all these wide receivers. And that's the reason why a couple of them got picked off, but another reason why they didn't have those big plays, because he did not lead his receiver. He played a bad game. It was just a bad game by Josh. And I was kind of shocked by it. I really was.
Even at the end there, like he had opportunities. Was it Kincaid or Knox? I don't remember who it was. They were fucking open at about the 5 fucking yard line, and he missed him. I think Josh Allen was something for 0-9 with deep balls yesterday. And Bo Nix was actually rather good with deep balls. And considering so much of Bo Nix's attempts are typically behind or within 5 yards of the line of scrimmage, that was one of the advantages we all gave to Josh Allen going into this game. And Bo Nix outclassed him in that area. There's obviously a lot to talk about when it comes to officiating, and that last interception, needs to be talked about. It's this play right here. It's overtime. The Bills have got the ball back from the Broncos. Broncos get the ball first in overtime. They pin the Bills down. They start marching down the field. Now, everyone wants to talk about the officiating in this thing. Honestly, I think y'all are fucking coping. One, if the NFL wants to rig this, they would have rigged it in Buffalo's favor, because now they're sitting there panicking about what a Super Bowl matchup might be. The Bills would have been the biggest draw from the AFC in the Super Bowl. Even with the Patriots' storied history and all that stuff, undeniable. Josh Allen and the Bills.
Say it out loud real quick. We did it on my show. We're about to have either Jarrett Stidham, Drake May, or CJ Stroud represent the AFC in the Super Bowl. That is wild.
It's crazy. But this is the play. It's 3rd and 10. And ultimately, as big of a deal as this was, it's 3rd and 10. If this ball ends up incomplete, they're punting anyway and get the ball back. But here it is.
Pick it up, and they go deep down the field, and the pass is caught. No, it's...
So, deep ball to Brandon Cooks, who gets his hands on it first, immediately comes towards the ground. Defensive back kind of gets his arm in there. Cooks loses the ball, and without it touching the ground, it ends up in the DB's hands. Now,
Do we have other angles?
There's a million people that are trying to tell you that this is a completed pass.
Do we have other angles of this? Here we go.
Yes. Let's watch these angles a little bit. I'm going to turn the audio off because we don't need it. So, ball's in there. Comes loose almost as soon as he hits the ground. And as he rolls over, the DB has it.
Yeah, that's a strip.
Watch this angle.
Yeah, and I see people saying once his knee touches the ground, that's a catch. It's over. It's no. The rule in the rule book is you have to survive the ground. If you're a wide receiver and you go to the ground, you have to survive the ground. He didn't survive.
You haven't done the 2 steps, football move, whatever, right? You have to survive the ground, which is why was it Mims touchdown? That's why that is different, because of the way the play rolled out. If let's pretend the DB isn't there. All right. Or let's pretend the DB doesn't end up with the ball and he's just got a hand on him as he goes down. If Brandon Cooks jumps up, catches this, comes down to the ground, and then when the ball hits the ground, it fucking pops up and hits the field, it's an incomplete pass.
Yeah.
Because he didn't survive the ground. Now, if that ball doesn't hit the ground and pops up in the air and a DB catches it, it's going to be an interception. It's a weird play because the idea of this ball not touching the ground during this time is nuts, but it is the right call. And I get for Bills fans, I get if you're a Bills fan, how you're going to argue to like you're blue in the face about it.
Yeah.
What I don't understand is for people that don't have a dog in the fight, who can't just look at this and realize we've been talking about this completing the catch rule for a decade and a half now. How do people not understand that just because he jumps up, grabs the ball, and as he's coming to the ground, somebody is touching him as a knee hits the ground while the ball is still moving, but he doesn't survive the ground? I don't know how you don't understand. How can you think this is a catch? I don't get it.
And people are saying, like, okay, so a knee down doesn't mean that he's down. No, it doesn't. If he was a running back and he was being tackled in the open field, that's like what you're saying, Ryan. He would have to have caught it, made 2 steps, and then went to the ground. Then it would have been. But when you catch it and go to the ground, you have to survive the catch. You got to survive the ground. And this is the Des Bryant catch all over again, except for the DB doesn't.
Thank you. I was just about to say that, but the Des Bryant catch is a little different because the ball hit the ground.
Bryant that's very close. This isn't close at all. This isn't even controversial. It's just weird.
Yeah,
like it's weird. It's bizarre. This is textbook. This is a strip.
Yeah,
this is a
DB
strip
made
ball.
a play.
Yep.
Well, it is an interception, but he ripped it out of his hands before he completed the catch. You know?
Right.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. Now, typically when we
this
see
is
that
textbook.
happen, we see these plays all the time, right? Where this happens, a guy's in the end zone. He's got his fucking 2 feet in bounds. He just grabbed it, and as he's going to the ground, somebody fucking rips it out, and it's an incomplete pass because he didn't survive the ground.
Mm-hmm.
The difference is this ball is right in his arms, you know?
Yeah.
But I get it. And look, especially when you have where's McDermott? I think
he went off.
He went off, and I'm gonna make fun of this tool.
What the hell is this dude doing here?
But there's Jeremy. It's an obvious interception. It is obvious.
He's right though. It's an obvious interception.
If you believe that every single thing that the refs do is just rigged, that's all you ever think, and there's going to be no way to convince you otherwise, and that's fine. The NFL, if they were rigging anything, they would have rigged it for the Bills to win, just for the record.
Real quick, someone says control of the ball does survive the ground. It just passes from one player to the other. The contact immediately downs the player. No, it doesn't, because he never completed the catch. He has to complete. That's the whole point of him going to the ground, is he never completed the catch. Let's say, like you said, Ryan, if there was no DB there and he hits the ground and the ball pops up, that's just because his knee was down. He's not immediately downed, even if a guy is touching him. He has to survive the ground, which means he would have to either roll or hang onto the ball flat on his back for it to be a completed catch. He never completes the catch, but the ball never touches the ground because the DB gets it. So it's an interception.
So Yeti, Master Yoda, it's not obvious at all. The whole internet's arguing about it. That doesn't matter if half the internet are fucking retards and don't know the rules. Right? If you don't know the fucking rules, if you don't know what you're talking about, you can argue as much as you want. It doesn't mean that you're not obviously wrong. And I get what McDermott is doing here. He's desperately trying to hang on to his fucking job because he knows he might get fired for another massive failure. So when people are like, look, the Bills head coach thinks it was a fucking catch. Yeah, because he's fucking desperately trying to rally his fan base behind him.
When you look at that previous look that we had, when you look at that, I think a fucking monkey would be able to tell that that's an obvious interception.
How do you know the ball pops out and doesn't survive the gun? We watched it. What do you mean? Like, as he's hitting the ground, the ball is moving because the guy's arm is in there. But regardless of if his arm was in there or if it wasn't, when the ball's fucking moving like that, and if it ends up on the fucking ground, like he's not completing the catch. The difference is it ends up in someone else's arms this time. And that's why everyone's freaking out about it. Even though we see this same play get ruled an incompletion all the time.
Right.
Like if that ball had fucking just hit the ground, but it never touches the ground. When we're talking about surviving the ground, we're not talking about, well, the ball's hitting the ground or something. We're talking about the player hitting the ground and the like collision that ensues because of that could sometimes dislodge the ball. 99.9% of the time, that ball ends up on the ground as an incompletion. This time, it's weird because it ends up in the other guy's arms, but it's an interception.
The worst thing about the Bills losing last night isn't that they got eliminated. They're not going to the Super Bowl. The worst thing is that they got eliminated a week too late, and now John Harbaugh and Kevin Stefanski are hired, and they're going to be scraping for their next head coach.
Go ahead, Will.
I totally just blanked what I was going to. Never mind. Pass.
Yeah, so this is McDermott.
McDermott's getting fired. He's getting fired.
Yeah.
And if he doesn't get fired, it's just going to be more of the same next year, probably worse.
This is him, especially towards the end, trying to rally the fan base. And you can understand why.
And it's hard for me to, and I've had a chance to look at, it's hard for me to understand why it was ruled the way it was ruled. And if it is ruled that way, then why wasn't it slowed down? Just to make sure that we have this right. That would have made a lot of sense to me, to make sure that we have this thing right, because
what he's talking about is why didn't they review it? And
because New York reviews it.
And it's because they reviewed it.
Yep.
They reviewed it and confirmed it. And because this is so fucking obvious, and we have all these angles that makes it incredibly obvious to people who actually know the rules, it was reviewed and confirmed rather quickly, within 30 seconds or whatever. That's why.
That's a pivotal play in the game. We have the ball at the 20, maybe kicking a game-winning field goal right there. So I'll just leave it at that. Right. But I'm saying it because
here it is. This is the real reason that he's saying these things.
I'm saying it because I'm standing up for Buffalo, damn it. I'm standing up for us. What went on is not how it should go down, in my estimation. That play, these guys spent 3 hours out there playing football, pouring their guts out, to not even say, hey, let's just slow this thing down. That's why I'm bothered.
You're right, Ryan. He is absolutely talking to save his job.
Yeah. And my buddy, who's a massive Bill fan, was cussing out the TV saying, why is McDermott not challenging it? I go, he can't challenge it because it's automatically reviewed, and they clearly reviewed it. That's how he wasted a timeout to give him more time, which was stupid because every turnover is reviewed. I think Bills fans, what they should be more mad about, there's a better argument that was pass interference than it was if it was an interception or not. Because you could have argued with the tugging and the pulling before the ball got there that there should have been some sort of pass interference or holding call. That I think that's what Bills fans should be more mad at.
Yes, and they are mad about those too. And we've got a couple, examples here of things that were called pass interference during this game versus things that were not. So this, for instance, this is in overtime. So the Bills get the ball back after that interception, and they get a pass interference call inside the 5 that basically puts an end to this game, and it's right here.
Credit, 3 shots on this drive, well down the field, and let's see.
Now, that angle, you're like, oh, that looks a little finicky. Did he? You see the other angle, and you can see him grab the arm.
It's the correct call.
He got there half a second early, so.
He did, and is it a little ticky-tack? Maybe, but he did grab and hook the arm. Now, compare that to this play.
Turns around right here and then slows.
Now, this is obviously Denver's on defense, and it's a Buffalo wide receiver. This was not called pass interference.
So the previous one was called pass interference.
Yes, the previous one was called. Yeah. It set them up to win the game. This one was not.
And it should have been.
If he'd have kept running, it would have been a sideline shot.
But yeah, he's cut his.
So
then his arm.
Now,
always the biggest indicator is the defender has to get their head turned around. You have to play the ball, and you have to make it look to the official that you are playing the ball. They'll let contact they will let you get away with contact as long as you are looking at the ball. But if you're playing the receiver and you're making contact, that flag should be thrown 10 times out of 9.
Yes. Now, I think I think that, yes, this should be
And
called
I meant
pass
to say
interference.
10 times out of 9.
I think this should be called pass interference. The reason I don't think it was is because I don't think they thought it was a catchable pass.
Okay.
Like,
Yeah.
if that ball lands in Cook's one outstretched arm as his other is being held back, it probably gets called pass interference. Because it was so far, I think that's why they didn't. I think you should say, hey, you called it there, you called it. I think this should have been pass interference.
Or call holding at least.
But the problem is, if you want to argue about that, Bills fans, there was a very blatant hold when Josh Allen was in the end zone in overtime that should have resulted in a safety in the immediate end of the game. So we can play this missed call here when it comes to penalties all we want. Ultimately, I respect Josh Allen that he at least knows who's to fucking blame for this loss. He's not blaming the refs like McDermott. He's blaming himself.
No one's drank the Gatorade. Come on.
Product placement.
I know, but drink it,
Difficult.
Oh no.
I feel like I let my teammates down tonight.
You did.
You did. Yep.
Normally aren't this emotional for us. Is what has brought this on?
Just missed opportunities throughout the game. It's been a long season. I hate how it ended.
Been a long year.
It's going to stick with me for a long time.
I think it ended up being 5 turnovers overall. I know it just happened, but can you kind of take us into why it felt like you guys kind of got turned?
Yeah. Can't win with 5 turnovers. I fumbled twice, threw 2 picks. When you shoot yourself in the foot like that, you don't deserve to win football games.
Thank you.
And I don't like it when you see guys like kind of breaking down in tears. It does happen. It's the NFL. It's football. Like, you do get emotional over it and shit. But he is owning it, as he should, because it's his fault. And I respect that. I respect that he's owning it. He's not fucking trying to blame anybody else. He's not trying to save his job like Sean McDermott by blaming the refs. It was an interception. Penalties can be hit or miss. You can miss things. You can miss things here or there. The Bills had every opportunity to win this game, and they threw it away over and over and over again.
I would respect it if I didn't think it was all an act. I think Josh Allen is smart enough to know that this team is dog shit and they're not winning anything, and he did not want to go to Foxborough next week and face Drake May and lose against Drake May, all right? So I think he threw this game on purpose. That's all I'm going to say.
I just want to say that Jacksonville would have beat Denver last night.
Well,
here we go.
Maybe, who knows? Probably not. But for the Denver Broncos, which we have not spent a lot of time talking about them, we're talking about the Bills a lot. The Denver Broncos, the number 1 overall seed, who drive down the field at the end in overtime and are able to kick that field goal to win it. Bo Nix, he's not going to get another playoff game this year because in the last drive, I think on a quarterback not a quarterback sneak, but like a quarterback running play. I don't know what the fuck happened.
He was trying to down the ball. He was trying to spot the ball, right?
Yeah. No. This was back on like the 40-yard line or some shit.
Okay.
He gets tackled in a kind of a weird way behind the line of scrimmage, goes down, gets up a little bit limpy. They fucking pass interference flag. They get down there. Comes out after the game. Bo Nix fractured his ankle on that play and is out for the rest of the season. Jarrett Stidham is going to be the starting quarterback for the Denver Broncos next week.
Bitch made. Let's get into this. I think that is 100% fucking bitch made. The dude finished the game. This is the AFC Championship. This isn't fucking preseason. This isn't week 2. This is the fucking playoffs, okay? We're trying to get to the Super Bowl here if you're the Denver Broncos. You fucking wrap and spat that bitch up. You shoot him up with some Oxy or Percocets, and you put him out there to play. Because Bo Nix on one leg is better than a healthy Jarrett Stidham. You wrap that bitch up. This is fucking go time here.
You know why he's not going to do that? Because Bo Nix is also smart. He doesn't want to play Drake May either.
I'm telling you, dude.
Maybe he doesn't want to play that Texans defense, you know?
Oh no,
this isn't sarcasm. This isn't fucking parody here. I'm being serious. You fucking wrap that bitch up. You shoot him up with some painkillers, and you fucking play. This is the AFC fucking championship, Bo Nix. You might never get here ever again. This might be your one and only shot. Ask fucking Joe Burrow. This might be the only fucking time you get this chance. You wrap it up, take some fucking ibuprofen, and you go out there and fucking play.
So I'm gonna be real. Based on the injury and how quickly they told us he's out, I just don't think it's an option. Look, we've seen Phillip Rivers go out there playing the AFC Championship on a torn ACL. We have seen Daniel Jones try to fight through a leg fracture this year and end up, tearing his Achilles and stuff. I am all with you in terms of I think that should be the attitude for something like this. I don't know if they would let him or if he can, right? Because of how quickly they made this announcement. I'm not going to pretend like I'm not a Bo Nix hater. I'm not a Bo Nix fan. I'm pretty neutral about Bo Nix in general. I don't think that this is him being like, I could play through this, but I won't. I think that the team's not allowing him out there because of what they know about the injury.
Then request a trade.
So, request a trade. I don't know.
Play for a team that'll let you do it. If Bo Nix wants to go out, you fucking let him. If he's like, I don't care, Doc, I want to fucking go, you fucking do it.
Beardo, you know why they're doing this, right?
Because they're scared of playing the Patriots?
No. Jarrett Stidham revenge game.
Jarrett Stidham revenge game, that's right.
Right?
That's right.
Yeah, Jarrett Stidham versus the Patriots, baby.
I don't care. I don't care if it's this like meathead fucking idea mentality. I don't care. This is the fucking AFC Championship to go to the Super Bowl. You fucking play.
Which is exactly why I agree with Ryan. If there was any chance he could play, he would play. It had to have been really bad. Like,
he finished the game.
The surgery's scheduled for Monday or Tuesday or something. Like,
yeah, you can finish a game with a broken ankle. You can. People finish games with
you know what you do?
ACL.
You schedule the surgery for March and you play.
I'm with you in terms of the attitude, and that should be how everybody feels. Leave it out on the fucking field. Do it if you can. I don't think it's a possibility to do it. You know what I mean? Otherwise,
I kind of get it. I kind of
like. Otherwise, it would. Here's my thing. I think if the Broncos felt there was any fucking chance that this was happening, because again, this was like, no shit, 20 minutes after the fucking game was over and during like Sean Payton's press conference.
It was right away.
No one saw it coming.
Yeah. And I think if they felt there was any chance with that injury that he could possibly do it or manage it in some way, they would have said, Bo got fucking injured. It's rough, but we're going to see what happens. We're going to see how it feels throughout the course of the week. We'll see if he can go. I think they would have done that, but I just don't think it's possible. So
it just seems weak.
For Broncos fans, dude, I don't know how they won this game. Well, I do know Buffalo turned it over 5 fucking times and Josh Allen couldn't hit deep balls the entire night. But Bo Nix was your leading rusher at 29 yards. 29 fucking yards leading rush against this Bills defense.
Wow.
Great win for Denver, but heartbreaking, news for them that your starting quarterback is not going to be able to go.
And so what does this say for Buffalo? Is their window officially closed? I've been saying this for years, Ryan, that their window was closing. I think you have to blow it up.
I think that
McDermott has to be gone, and there needs to be some significant changes.
I would not be surprised if McDermott is fired. Now, that would be, 12-5 season, coach gets fired. I get it, but something needs to change because you had everything go your way this season and you still fucking couldn't get it done. Like, that's the way I look at this Bills team. I do think something needs to change.
I think what ends up happening is they're going to ask Josh if he wants McDermott back or not. And let's say Josh says, yes, I want McDermott here. I think he stays. I wouldn't be surprised.
And then you get rid of both of them.
No, I wouldn't be surprised if you see the Bills go the route of the Bengals and the Cowboys. We're going to have a very shitty defense, we're just going to load up on offense. If the Bills go and spend whatever money they have this offseason and just go get offensive weapons, like get better wide receivers.
They haven't had a true number one wide receiver all year.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I wouldn't be surprised if that's what they go and do. Maybe they trade for an AJ Brown. I don't know. Maybe whoever they can get. But I wouldn't be surprised if they say, screw it, we're going to just adapt to what some of these other teams are doing, and we're going to go all offense and put it on.
What if they hired Joe Brady
as head coach?
Head coach?
Just promote him?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's not a bad idea.
I don't know. I just don't think. Look, McDermott has had a lot of success from just looking in. You look at the record in the regular season. You look at a couple playoff games that they've won over the last couple of years. You look at this stuff. It's like, wow, look at this team. The problem is, we can't get to that next level. We can't get to that next step. So if you're okay with this, being the reality, then keep the status quo. But after what we've seen, I don't know if McDermott in its current structure, I don't know if this team with McDermott can get you there. I just don't.
I think we need to tuck this away for another day, this conversation that we need to have in the future, maybe between the Super Bowl while we're waiting for that to happen. Maybe Josh Allen just never is going to make a Super Bowl. Maybe we need to start having that conversation. You know,
I hate to say it and bring up this comparison because I like Peyton Manning and I'm a big Peyton Manning fan. Josh Allen's beginning to his career is like the beginning of Peyton Manning's career. Great quarterback, just can't get there.
Yeah,
obviously,
maybe he never will.
Obviously, Peyton wound up doing it, but something needs to change in Buffalo.
The thing is with Josh, I have sympathy for him for a lot of this run in the playoffs that they've had, because for a couple of these games, especially that one against the Chiefs and all that stuff, he didn't do anything wrong, right? Like, no, he's not the reason they lost. For this game, and you even look back to maybe the Baltimore game and stuff last year, like, it is him. The performances that he puts up that are less than we would expect based on what he does in the regular season.
That's why I was shocked about yesterday, because Josh Allen, statistically in NFL playoff history, he is the best quarterback we've ever seen stats wise. Like, if you just pull up all his numbers and put them together, if you look at his per game basis, he is not the reason why they're losing these games. That's why I was shocked yesterday that he played so piss poor. Now, maybe he should have seen it after he got his ass kicked against Jacksonville and, got the win. But I mean, he got beat to hell in that game. So,
and they beat Baltimore. They did. But if you remember that game, Josh Allen did not play well at all in that game. Because that was the MVP candidates, right? That was Lamar and fucking Josh going at each other. And obviously it was a big indicator. There was a race war going on about the fucking MVP. Josh did not play well. But we've spent a lot of time on that game. If you think that was a catch somehow, I'm sorry. It must be really frustrating for you to watch football when you don't know the rules, but it is what it is. This game, a fucking desecration. The Seattle Seahawks, from the opening kickoff to the end, completely and totally dominated the 49ers. And look, I gotta be honest. I gotta be honest. This fucking game pisses me off because I picked the fucking Seahawks to win. And then with Sam Darnold's oblique injury and hadn't thrown a ball in a couple days and stuff, I was like, I'm not really feeling it. Let me ride the Niners. I'm going to go on the Niners. I should have known better. The San Francisco 49ers, these group of big fucking queers, the entire city just full of fucking AIDS and butt sex and monkeypox and fucking all this shit, right? Dog shit city. Everybody that lives there is probably fucking gay and retarded. Fuck the 49ers. I can't believe I picked them, but they let me down in a big way.
Did you see the private chat, what I sent you?
Oh, yeah. Hold on. Let me pull
it. Yeah, you should play it.
Yeah. I'll get it up in a second. Go ahead. What did you guys think of the game?
I mean, I wasn't able to catch most of it, but I mean, defense, special teams, they set the tone early. With that kickoff return and going up 17-0 in the first quarter. I mean, just Seattle looks like the team that's going to go to the Super Bowl in the NFC, in my opinion. I don't care if they play the Bears or the Rams. Seattle's going to the Super Bowl. And of course, I just cursed it.
Hey, you might have. This is how they came out. This is how they came out. All this just to come out and kick 2 field goals. They were hyped.
Look at Mac Jones getting it on the left.
On number 10, Mac Jones over there.
He's getting it, dude.
The freaking boombox. They did all this shit. All to come out and put up 6 points, no touchdowns. Sam Darnold, he could have not thrown the ball the entire game and they would have been fine, if we're just being honest.
Kenneth Walker the third, 3 tutties in the second half. Yeah, I picked the wrong running back. That's what's tough with the Seattle team. I picked Charbonnet.
Well, usually it's Kenneth Walker that does all the work to get him down inside the 5, and
Charbonnet punches it in.
Touchdowns.
Didn't Charbonnet get hurt at the beginning of this game or something? That's what I heard. I didn't see much of this game because I was driving back from my buddy's house after watching the Bills game with him, and then when I got home, it was 17-0, and I go, well, don't need to spend too much time watching this game. It was gross. I was disappointed. I couldn't believe it. But there was one point of the game that I did catch in the first half, and obviously the Niners offense relies heavily on CMC. You saw CMC last night on the side, and he looked beat to hell and gassed, and it just kind of, that's summarized. Like, this Niners team, hats off to them for being able to go 12-5 with all the injuries they took throughout the season. I don't care what Beardo says. I think Shanahan's a good coach working with what he has. It's just eventually the gas is going to run out, and this team had nothing last night.
Yeah, it was just a beatdown. So the opening fucking kickoff, Shaheed takes it all the way back and houses the thing. And he has been huge for them. That pickup mid-season, this is, from my recollection, this is the 3rd or 4th either punt or kick return for a touchdown that he's had in this last half of the year. I'd have to, I'm sure a Seahawks fan might be able to tell me better, but it's at least 3 that I can think of. That's just given them just a huge boost. Sometimes at times where they desperately needed it. And obviously he opens up things offensively when they need to throw the ball too. But I mean, the fucking Seahawks, dude, they did a number on this team. And I feel retarded for switching my pick, but that's the way it is, I guess.
I still think they're a little overrated. I do. I think they're a little fraudulent. We're going to find out next week.
Well,
we'll see.
I mean, that defense is smothering. Like, they fucking smothered the Niners. So if somebody starts scoring with them, or if somebody gets up on them, what is this offense going to look like now that we're at the end of the season? You know, early in the year, this offense was fucking clicking on all cylinders, dude.
Mm-hmm.
It does feel like it's felt a little different. Now, certainly in a game like this, Sam Darnold doesn't need to sit back there and throw everywhere. He doesn't. Yeah. So what's it going to look like if a team, either the Rams or the Bears, start scoring with them? What's it going to look like?
I'm telling you, I think the Seattle team, if you ask all the Seahawks fans in the chat, I think they really don't want to see the Rams. I think either the Rams or Bears have a shot to compete with the Seattle next week. But I think if they had to choose, they would rather take on the Bears than that Rams team for a 3rd time.
Oh, I think that makes sense for sure. But speaking of these games, you guys get the afternoon game because it's not as premier of a matchup, Will.
Which, by the way, I told you guys on Monday, you guys were saying, Beardo, you're a fucking retard. The Patriots are playing Sunday night primetime again, twice in 2 weeks. And I said, I don't think the times are out yet. And you said, Beardo, shut the fuck up. You're gay and you don't know what you're talking about. And I was like, all right. The times aren't out yet. And guess what? I was right.
Beardo
Well,
fat.
I didn't know we were talking about specific times. I thought you were talking about the days.
Because we were talking about prime time. We're talking about
the days were already set. So
I was talking about times. So I will own it. I thought the times were set. Okay. So
thank you. That is exactly how it went down.
Yeah. But I do remember we fucking yelled at you.
Yeah.
Now, this game, the 3 p.m. game, because it's not as relevant, New England Patriots, Houston Texans. What do you think, Will? How are you feeling about the game for your team?
Listen, I've seen it all week long, and I'm tired of it. I'm tired of the New England hate. I'm tired of just, listen, put your money where your mouth is. My DMs are open. You want to bet against the Patriots? Send me the bet. You want to say they're not going to score 14 points in this game? Send me the bet. I'll give you better odds in your book. Patriots are going to win this game 28-10. If you think otherwise, my DMs are open. Everyone wants to talk about this amazing Texans defense. Like the Patriots defense hasn't played well down the stretch here or anything like that. And like the Texans offense is just this great offense. No, it's not. Everyone wants to talk about Houston's the number one defense. You know who the number one defense was before Houston took that claim? It was the statistically pass rush and all that stuff. It was the Cleveland Browns. You want to know how they lost that number one title? They played the New England Patriots, and the Patriots put up 30-something points on them. Drake May torched their ass. All right? You don't have old-ass 42-year-old Rodgers back there this week. You got a 23-year-old stud in Drake May, who arguably is an MVP of the league. Drake May is going to be fine. The only way the Patriots lose this game is if they hurt themselves and fumble the ball a bunch like they did last week that they were able to survive. They're not going to survive that today if they do that today. The Patriots, it doesn't matter. They're going to win 28-10. I just want to say this now. I might not be on the show tomorrow. I got to deal with a car situation. Depends if I get off work in time to get the car in and get back here in time. But somehow if the Patriots lose, which are not, I'm not dodging the show tomorrow just because they lost. Just want to put that on the record.
Look, the will curse, man.
28-10.
I think that Nico Collins being out, he's officially out for the game, right? That's big for the Texans. And I think this Texans offense is a mediocre offense, right? I think it's a middle of the road offense. I think the defense is phenomenal.
I think they're trash.
I think the defense is phenomenal, obviously. I'm picking New England in this game. I don't think that the Patriots are going to just fucking throw all over the just like I don't think they're going to have like 500 yards or whatever. I do think that it's going to be a struggle for both of these teams, two really good defenses. I do think that New England edges it out, but I mean, I think Drake May gets sacked 5 or 6 times in this game.
Oh yeah.
Damn.
Yeah. He did in that Cleveland game too. He's going to get sacked. He's also going to run for 60 yards. I mean, it's just what he does.
I'm on the Patriots too, and I think that -3 is very generous in favor of the Texans. I like the Patriots -7 today, minimum. And I also like the total going over 40 and a half. 40. Yeah, 40 and a half. I like that total going over.
I think it could definitely be like a 23-20 game or something like that. Like
too close.
Doesn't mean it's gonna be a shootout or anything.
I'm thinking like 31-17.
People are making all the excuses already about our schedule and who we had to play, and we only put up 16 on the Chargers. We only needed to put up 16, all right? Because we haven't given up a touchdown in the playoffs yet. So there's that. Also, people are making all these excuses, and then when they win this game, they should be like, no, you got to go against the Broncos who don't have their starting QB. I mean, the luck for the Patriots continues. At some point, you guys are going to have to just admit this is a pretty damn good team.
Yeah. I also I have prize picks in today's game too.
Oh, let's hear it.
Prize picks. Just in this game, I have Hunter Henry touchdown, Higgins touchdown, Ramondre Stevenson touchdown, and also I have a tight end power play. Hunter Henry touchdown, Cole. Oh no, sorry, that's in the later game. Tight end, Hunter Henry, Cole Kmet touchdowns. That's another one.
Cole Kmet, huh?
Yep. I'll just give you all my plays. I have 4 plays today. Let's see. Drake May, 2 passing touchdowns. CJ Stroud. This was a free bet on Prize Picks. CJ Stroud, half a passing yard. CJ Stroud, passing touchdown. Caleb Williams, 2 passing touchdowns, and then Drake May, more than 249.5 passing yards. Caleb Williams, more than 259.5 passing yards. Matthew Stafford, more than 266.5 passing yards.
Damn. Well, speaking of Caleb Williams and Matthew Stafford, that is going to be the matchup in Chicago. And
I'm excited that this is the night game because I'm actually looking more forward to watching this game than my own game because this is going to be fun.
There's like a fucking massive windstorm going on outside my house right now. And speaking of wind, it is going to be cold and windy in Chicago. It is going to feel like below freezing in all likelihood by the time this game kicks off. As it goes on, it's just going to get fucking colder. Winds around 20 miles an hour. It's going to be windy. It's going to be really fucking cold. Lights are going to be on. It is exciting. And there's so many other things that go into this as well. There's this, obviously, Ben Johnson and all the criticism that people had for him saying fuck the Packers and the Matt LaFleur disrespect and shit. Matt LaFleur's butt buddies with Sean McVay. Matt LaFleur's little brother is on Sean McVay's coaching staff. Matt LaFleur was asked, or Sean McVay was asked questions about it. And
I thought it was the other way around. I thought Matt LaFleur's brother was on Sean McVay's coaching staff.
Or sorry, whichever I said, yes, that is true.
Yeah.
Matt LaFleur's little brother is on Sean McVay's coaching staff.
Yes. Yeah.
And Ben Johnson made some references at one point in time, like a year ago, about, I didn't get this job because of my name and shit like that. So there does seem to be some potential little bit bad blood. And you've got reports to me like nobody from the Sean McVay coaching tree likes Ben Johnson. They all hate him and like all this stuff. So that's interesting. Look, I think the fucking Rams are the best team. Like, I think they're the best team in the NFC. I think they're probably the best team left in the playoffs. I do think that. I think, obviously, Sean McVay's had a lot of experience even though he's still young, had a lot of experience in the playoffs. Matthew Stafford's had a ton of fucking experience, won a Super Bowl. I'm picking my Chicago Bears because I can't not pick the Chicago fucking Bears tonight. I am so looking forward to this game. I'm changing my stream, the time I'm streaming, because I have to watch this game, obviously. It's going to be fucking huge. I'm going to be anxious. I'm going to be nervous, but let's fucking go, baby. Let's go.
You're looking at the Rams offense. Man, they got a lot of weapons. Matt Stafford, obviously. And then you got 3 healthy tight ends. The Rams are stacked at tight end position. Obviously, great wide receiver core over there. There's just something off about them. They aren't clicking like they were. Give me the Bears.
I got the Bears. I like the Bears in this one. I think it's going to be. I think the cold is going to be a factor in this one. And the main thing is, I do think the Rams are, like, roster-wise, the best team in the league. The Will Report has the Rams with a significant advantage in the trenches. I don't care, because situational playoff football, it is cold this time of the year in Chicago. It's going to feel like 0 potentially out there. And there's just something about this Bears team that just keep getting it done. And the Rams offense, and actually both sides of the ball, have not looked great. They put up 30-something points last week, so the offense looks good. But the defense, something's wrong with that defense over the last, 4 or 5 weeks, hence why they went on that losing streak and had to actually play the last 2 weeks of the season. There's just something off with them. I do think, on paper, like I said, they're the best team in the league, but we got to go play this on the field. And I think we're going to see the Bears pull this one out.
Yeah.
All of us on the underdog Bears, but they are home underdogs.
Total is 48.5. I also like that to go over.
The thing is, for the Bears, look, we have seen the slow starts and the fourth quarter comebacks, the miracles, all that shit. We got to get right. We got to be right in the first half. You know what I mean? This needs to be, we scored 2 touchdowns in the first half in this game. If this game goes like so many have gone before, and it's, Rams 17-3 or 14-3 at half, I don't know if we've got another one in us. But we need to have a complete game, and we can play a complete game. My favorite part really about this Bears team is it feels like we've just scratched the surface on what this is going to look like 2 or 3 years from now, with Caleb Williams in Ben Johnson's offense, with Ben Johnson getting more experience as a head coach and learning from his mistakes and shit. And please, for the love of fucking God, if we have a 4th and 1, Ben Johnson, resist your internal thoughts to do something fucking crazy and just give it to Kyle Monungai and run it down their fucking throats. Please.
I think that's your window.
Yeah, and
2 to 4 years. 2 to 4 years.
I know these are all
you guys need to win a Super Bowl in the next 4 years.
And it's cold out there, but the Rams have not played a game this season under 52 degrees. When you go from 52 to 0, I don't care who you are. If you're human, that just it's going to affect you in some way out there. So I normally don't look into the weather too much unless it's like super windy, but I do think that that's a big deal. They went on the road last week.
20-mile-an-hour winds. So
yeah, and there is going to be some wind in there on top of it being cold. That's why the feels like is going to be like 0. So I do think it's going to affect them. I do, and I think the Bears are in a better. Now the Bears, that doesn't mean they're just going to win easy. They can't turn the ball over. They can't make stupid mistakes. Which I think the Bears. I mean, there's a chance that they do that, and the Rams win easy. I think the best bet in this game is you take the Bears money line, and then you take the Rams to win by a touchdown or more. You get plus money on both sides. I don't see it being in the middle between that. I really don't. And typically in the divisional round, the spread doesn't matter. If you like the dog, you take them on the money line. If you like the favorite, you lay it to cover. And we saw that yesterday too.
Yeah. Look, the Bears have the best turnover margin in the league. They force so many, but they also don't turn the ball over often. Obviously, a pretty big outlier with 2 interceptions from Caleb Williams last week. Both of those were on 4th down, and both of them were on broken plays. So it is what it is. But I think yesterday may have also been it might have been the only time this season they've won while turning the ball over more than the other team. So we'll see. Bears find a way to get it done. Let's fucking go. Ben Johnson, Caleb Williams. Matthew Stafford's going to be fucking cold out there wearing a little scuba suit underneath his fucking shit to try to stay warm. Fuck you. Fuck you. We got a lot of super chats to get to, guys. Thank you for being here. We got a lot of people tuning in to watch, which is awesome. Ned Steeler, what did Kathleen Kennedy and Mike Tomlin have in common? They want to retire a winner. Instead, went out after an embarrassing 4th quarter. Thank you. B Chain, I have a condition. My throat swells up while eating, probably related to my allergies I have. I mean, that does stop eating shit you're allergic to. But yes, he was probably trying my method of getting over your allergies. Levels, that Broncos victory was nice for 5 minutes until Bo fractured his ankle. Yeah, that's rough. That's a rough way to like feel so happy about that and then that. Jose Taco. Dumb little girl 0-8. My Bills and Niners lost. Yes, that stupid fucking dumb girl.
That's impressive. So impressive.
She also picked the Bears, by the way.
I know, and the Pats, but you can't go 0-10. I'm telling you, you can't. It's impossible.
Insomniac, Pats versus Bears Super Bowl. Fuck the Bills and Peyton Manning. We might have a rematch. 40 years in the making. Joe Man for 5. Loving seeing all the Bills fans complaining about the refs and not mentioning their QB having 4 turnovers and Cook having 1. Good luck to your Bears today, Ryan. Thank you, Joe Man. Thank you. Chris Clark for 2. My girl's throat swells from meat. Go Pats. Thank you. Levels, by the way, small segment. Which teams are the most appealing for a coach position? In my opinion, it would be Falcons and Giants. Worst would be Raiders, Dolphins. I think Arizona and Tennessee, I think, are probably the worst.
Yeah.
Cleveland obviously is rough.
I think Arizona's the worst just because of ownership and how cheap they are. Like Tennessee, at least you've got a roster and some young pieces and draft capital. You could try to build. That would be, intriguing for some coaches to like actually build something.
For the initial ones we had going into the playoffs, I would have said that like the Giants and the Falcons were the most appealing.
Yeah. I think Miami's interesting.
When Baltimore gets open, when Pittsburgh then becomes open, those are different stories too. Obviously, you're talking about a different level of, what you think you could do with those places.
If you didn't have the Tua contract there, Miami would be really appealing for a coach. You got an owner that's willing to spend. You've got you're a nice destination that free agents want to come to.
Tax-free state.
Yeah.
Haseeb Beyond, everyone feeling bad for Josh Allen when he continuously makes bonehead decisions too often in crucial moments. Yesterday's fumbles, for example. The loss is on him. Go back and look at Josh Allen's passing chart. Look at the deep balls. Look at the deep ball misses he had. Even at the end, a wide open Knox that he missed, man. Yeah. Taker for 5. Harbaugh getting $100 million over 5-year contract reportedly. I hope Darbaugh has more success in New York than Herbaugh had in LA. You feel good about it? About Harbaugh?
I do. Well, I feel good about the head coach. Iffy on the offensive coordinator, but we'll see.
Yeah, that was a weird
initially
hire.
were that Harbaugh wanted to bring Todd Monken from Baltimore there.
And that's what's going to happen.
Yeah, we've talked about it a lot when you have these guys who are kind of your traditional manager type of head coach who's just overseeing everything. You need to pair them with a fucking like offensive wizard. If they're not doing their own system, you got to pair them with like an offensive wizard of sorts. And Todd Monken.
What I want to see, which will be hilarious, is Wink Martindale has a very good relationship with John Harbaugh. Wink Martindale was the Giants defensive coordinator for Dable's first 2 years in New York. And then remember, reports were that they got in a fist fight during a meeting, and Wink Martindale got fired, left, whatever. I think it would be hilarious if Harbaugh brings back Wink Martindale to be defensive coordinator, because I loved Martindale. He was great. And the players loved him too.
And you sent me the thing. Dayball's interviewing to be the OC with Philly now. He's also still got like Titans job he's interviewing for and shit like that. So who knows where he ends up, but he might end up being the offensive coordinator in Philly potentially.
So
if he gets in fistfights, imagine what's going to happen with him and Nick Sirianni on the sidelines.
I mean, I love it for the Eagles because Nick Sirianni needs a good fucking punch in the mouth. But anyways, I sent you that because this is the NFC East. No coaches should be fucking swapping inside of the NFC East. And that goes for players too, with fucking Saquon and Terrell Owens going from the Eagles to the Cowboys. This is the NFC East. It's a little bit fucking different from the rest of the league.
It's the NFC least. I agree. It is a little bit different
the NFC East smash mouth fucking football. You do not jump from a team from the NFC East to another team. That goes for players and coaches. You don't do it. It's forbidden. That's why I hated Jason Garrett going. Yeah, and Saquon is public enemy number 1 in New York. That dude goes to New York, you better fucking watch out. Don't fucking do it. It's against the rules. That's why I hated when the Giants brought in Jason Garrett as the offensive coordinator under Joe Judge. Fuck you. That doesn't happen.
I'm cool.
You're not supposed to fucking do it. No.
You know why I'm cool with it?
You can't do it. The NFC North might be different. This is the NFC East. You don't fucking swap.
Yes, we are different. We're a better division. I agree. But here's the thing.
For a year.
I think I can change your mind on this. Yes, these guys hate each other, right? You hate these other fucking teams. What if you feel fucking done dirty by one team, right? What if you feel done dirty by one team and want to fucking get back at them? What if Brian Daboll feels like he was fucked over by the Giants because of whatever fucking reason? He wants to go to the fucking villain so that he can beat them up. What if Saquon feels like he was disrespected by the fucking Giants, so he went to Philly so he could beat the fucking shit out of the New York Giants?
Listen,
what?
I don't care.
I think that's okay. Shouldn't you like this? Y'all fucking hate each other.
No.
Right? Isn't that great for fucking football?
You don't fucking do it. I don't care if Nick Sirianni won 3 Super Bowls in fucking 5 years, gets fired, and he's in contention to be the Giants offensive coordinator or head coach. No, you don't fucking do it. He was the enemy. He was the Eagles head coach. I don't care if he got fucking fired. He's a free agent, and you need a guy. No, fuck that. You don't fucking do it.
Nah.
That's the enemy. You don't do it.
You just don't like it because you guys always end up with like the short end of the stick when this shit happens.
That's why Vrabel took a year.
We got Harbaugh.
He ended Brady's career in the playoffs for the Patriots. So
he did do that. He did.
He took a year off before going there, out of respect.
Craig Morning for 10. Bills made enough mistakes to lose the game legitimately. 2 critical penalties, 2 fumbles, etc. But that game was stolen by an unprecedented call. I'll take it on the chin. Now we bear down. The thing is, an unprecedented call. We've never, those calls specifically on whether something is a catch or not, we see those multiple times every game. The difference is where it was on the field and the fact that the ball ended up in a defender's hands. But if you just pretend the defender's not there, would this be a catch? right? And the answer is obviously no. We see it fucking multiple times every single game in the NFL. So I get it. I get the feelings. It is the right call, even though it's weird and strange. But thank you, Craig Morton. I am sorry. I wanted the Bills to win. I picked the Bills to win. I was rooting for them to win. I was rooting for Josh Allen.
I had money on him.
Yes. Well, I didn't have any money on him, but I wanted them to win. The Bills are my Super Bowl pick.
Right.
Like, yeah. I wanted them to win. I like Josh Allen, but you got to call a spade a spade. Piston Penguins. Hey, Will, if Drake May doesn't decide to play like Josh Allen, Pats are going to Mile High next week to face the GOAT, Jared Stidham.
Revenge game.
Revenge game.
CJ Pruitt, you guys love revenge games, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. They're always on, and they always hit.
Yeah. You know, like if somebody who's on one team in the NFC East goes to another team in the NFC fucking East, a revenge game, right?
That's not how it works in the NFC East.
Got him.
Yeah,
That's not how it works. Got him?
Bro, it was
what the
so
fuck
easy
are you
to lead
talking
you right
about?
into that, though. That's why you said got him. All I did was ask a question.
Yeah, because Denver's in the AFC East, right?
What?
Denver's in the AFC East all of a sudden.
No, we're just talking about revenge games. Saquon gets 2 revenge games against the Giants every single year.
Revenge games are different than fucking jumping ship to another NFC East fucking team. You don't do it.
It's been done so many times, though. All right, CJ Pruitt, as a still bitter hater in St. Louis, I will be rooting for Chicago today. Best of luck, Bears fans. Yeah, a lot of people in St. Louis fucking hate that the Rams left still. I love it. I'm all about that. Little Orphan Funkhauser, my bad. Ryan must have heard you. Beardo smart.
Thank you.
Thank you, Little Orphan Funkhauser. Johnny Las Vegas, Alan, a choke artist. He just made a choke album. It's a rough thing to come back from. You can see him crying about it. John Getz for 5 on Rumble. Beardo, I'm going to explain this slowly. To get to the meaningful playoff games, you win the other ones. Then you get to play in the next one. Hell, the Immaculate Reception was in the divisional round.
That's great. That's great.
KW for $30. Sorry, boys, but a few weeks. So here's 10 for each of you. Rumblings are Matt Nagy comes to Nashville with his ties to our GM. Any of y'all watch the heartbreaking loss to UK?
Let me make this clear. If you're in the playoffs and you don't go to the Super Bowl, none of it fucking matters. None of it matters. Because 5 years from now, you don't fucking remember. Nobody fucking remembers. Unless it's your team, then you remember. But unless you go to the fucking dance, it doesn't matter.
Correct. But
I'm assuming we're talking about Bo Nix not fucking playing in the AFC Championship.
No, this is because this was
I said meaningless fucking playoff games.
This is when you were talking about
the Niners,
San Francisco, and
yeah, that's
Seattle.
true too.
And you were like, this is a meaningless fucking game that no one's ever going to go. And it's like, look, when people talk about meaningless games, they are not talking about playoff games because that playoff game inherently has meaning. Yes, of course. In the aftermath of every game you lose, I suppose it doesn't matter because you're not moving on.
Obviously, fucking playoff games matter. But what I'm saying is,
right. I know what you're saying, but I'm saying when you use a word like that, that's not a word that people use to describe playoff games because inherently every playoff game is meaningful. Now,
I do.
When you say a meaningless game, what you really mean is when the fucking 3-11 Arizona Cardinals are playing the fucking like 14-1 Eagles who are resting their players who have already clinched everything up. You know what I mean? That's what a meaningless game is. So
that's the game that you just don't watch.
Because it's meaningless.
What I'm saying is this fucking Kyle Shanahan is not a fucking good head coach. Losing a meaningless fucking playoff game. Yeah, you fucking paid Brock Purdy, who's maybe the second best quarterback on your fucking roster. But since you paid him, now he's starting.
I do think, like, I've never been a massive Brock Purdy fan. He torched the fucking Bears, obviously, dancing all over us, but I don't know, man. I don't know about Brock Purdy long term.
Brock Purdy is the second best quarterback on that team.
Mac Jones, huh?
Mac Jones is better than Brock Purdy.
To answer your Rumble rant, I have heard the Matt Nagy stuff. Maybe it is Matt Nagy's time to get another chance. I don't think it would be a great hire. And I don't know about the heartbreaking loss that you're talking about, KW. But thank you. Over on Rumble as well, we've got Kenny Curvecock. The play before the Bills sent it to overtime with that field goal, Josh Allen missed Kincaid for a touchdown. Yes. Piss poor throw, and if accurate, the game doesn't go to overtime. That's one of the things I was talking about. He was on the 5-yard line or something. He missed him. Would have been a touchdown. And that was Josh Allen all night long with the deep throws. John Getz for 2. Cut the ankle off. Get a prosthetic. You need to sacrifice to win a Super Bowl. Come on, Bo. You want
Ronnie
2
Lott.
feet or you want a ring?
Pull a Ronnie Lott.
John Getz, alternatively, learn to hop on 1 foot and throw in the next week. Anything to stop the Patriots from lucking their way into another Super Bowl.
You fucking play. This is the fucking AFC Championship. This is the Super Bowl on the line. You fucking play. Wrap that son of a bitch up and you fucking go out there and play. I don't care what the fucking doctor says. Who gives a fuck? You go play.
John Getz for another $2. I enjoy a good blowout every once in a while. Big Ben throwing 6 touchdowns to the Ravens when Ryan visited Pittsburgh in a Ray Rice jersey was a good one. Or Ray Rice destroying the Pats in the wild card.
Gosh damn, dude, I'm so fucking pissed off. Sorry, Ryan. I'm pissed.
It's all good. Mod Eric K for a buck. Yes, because no one remembers games like Niners Dallas when the catch happened, Beardo. Meaningless games.
Yeah, go ahead and tell me what year that was. Off the top of your head, without looking it up, tell me what year that was. You don't remember.
Because you can't remember the exact year something happened, it was meaningless?
Correct.
All right. See, what we do here is we peel, it's like an onion. We're peeling apart the layers to understand the psychology involved with some of these takes and decisions.
See, Ryan, big Bears fan. Mm-hmm. You were like, what year did the Bears lose in the NFC Championship game against the Packers? I know it was 2010, 2011, somewhere around there. It was the
2010 season, I think.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
like that, yeah.
So we know, but like if you were just to ask when was the last time the Bears were in the NFC Championship, people don't fucking know. You're fucking casual normie. People in the chat watching the show don't fucking know because it's meaningless. It doesn't fucking matter. You know why? Because you didn't go. You didn't go to the fucking dance. At least if you go and lose, then you have something to remember. It meant something. But if you fucking don't even go at all, it doesn't even fucking matter. It doesn't count. We're not saying how many AFC championships did Peyton Manning go to. Nobody gives a fuck. We only care about the fucking Super Bowl wins. How many fucking AFC championships did fucking Patrick Mahomes goes to? I don't fucking know. 10 at this point. But all we care about is the fucking rings. He's got 3 of them. If you don't make it to the fucking dance, none of it fucking matters.
But by your theory, it shouldn't even just be about making it, right? Even if you lose in the big dance, that's meaningless because you didn't win.
No, if you go, it matters. If
Why?
you go,
why does that loss matter?
Because that's history. That's history. You made it. You went. You were there at the fucking Super Bowl. You made it to the last one. That at least matters. We'll remember that. You can, if you say, who went to the Super Bowl in 2003? Oh, that was the Patriots and the fucking Carolina Panthers.
Yeah.
Who went to the Super Bowl in 2005? Oh, that was the Steelers and the Seahawks. You remember that shit. That shit fucking matters. Who went to the NFC Championship in 1999? Nobody can fucking tell you. I can tell you who won it. I can tell you who won, and that was the Rams. It was the Rams and the Titans went to the Super Bowl. You remember who went to the Super Bowl? In the playoffs, if you lose in the playoffs, boo-hoo, go home. Nobody fucking remembers. It doesn't matter unless you go.
You know, maybe this is why you're such a huge Eli Manning fan, because he wins these 2 Super Bowls, but I mean, most of the time you guys weren't even in the fucking playoffs when he was like his tenure there. So
I think the Giants made the playoffs
like 4 times or something.
4 times, and we won twice. Yeah,
yeah. So
it would have been.
It might even be 3 times.
It would have been so funny if you got one of those Super Bowl matchups wrong. Everyone remembers the Super Bowl. You just get one wrong.
I'm telling you, from 1999 to current year, I can name every fucking single Super Bowl matchup in order.
I have the Rumble show pulled up on my laptop to my left, and all during that rant, all I see out of the corner of my eye is this from Beardo. the whole time.
Who went to the Super Bowl in 2017?
Patriots-Eagles?
Patriots-Falcons. That was 28-3.
Oh, are we talking 2017 season or 2017 Super Bowl year? Like,
I don't know what I asked.
But yeah, but it does matter, right? Because when is the year? Because we had this argument already. When is the year? What is the season? Yeah.
Yeah.
So 2018 is Patriots-Eagles. 2019 was Patriots-Rams. 2020 was Bucks-Chiefs. No.
Yeah, Bucks-Chiefs.
Bucks-Chiefs.
And 2021 was Bengals.
Actually, 2020 might have been 2020 was Chiefs 49ers. 2021 was the COVID year, Super Bowl 2021, and that was Bucks Chiefs. 2022 Super Bowl year was Rams Bengals.
That seems so much longer away than
I know.
That
my
seems
point.
So
my point is, it only matters if you go.
Okay.
I think you're misusing the term meaningless.
That's how I'm choosing to use it.
Yes. Starkiller Rob for Bob. If the NFL knew Bo was hurt, they would have changed the script for the Bills to win. LMAO. Also, fuck the Bears.
So we learned today that there's only one meaningful game a year. Right?
Man, we spent a lot of time
that's all you remember
for meaningless games, bro.
That's all you remember, because 10 years from now, that's all you remember.
Yeah, but it doesn't mean that in the moment it wasn't meaningful.
But in the big picture, what are you going to remember? What was the meaning? What was the meaning? That was the year that the Bears went to the Super Bowl in 2025, 2026.
Yeah, but hold on. We absolutely remember fucking losses when it comes to a lot of these guys, right? When it comes to fucking Peyton Manning,
if it's your team.
No, I'm talking when you're talking about legacy. When you're talking about legacy of these guys, the fact that Aaron Rodgers only got to one fucking Super Bowl and had all these other playoff failures, those things are going to be remembered when you're talking about a player's legacy and shit like that.
Unless it's your team. So can you tell me every single time Aaron Rodgers went to the playoffs, who he lost to?
Of course.
Could you tell me?
I can tell you what Josh
exactly, because it didn't mean nothing.
But it does, though, right?
See, I can tell you, because I'm a Giants fan, the Giants Super Bowl 46, 2011, 2012, or was it 2012, 2013? I think it was 2000. It was 2011, 2012. Packers 15-1 off of their Super Bowl win against the Steelers. The next year they went 15-1, got a first round bye, played the Giants in Lambeau, and the Giants went in there and won. Right. That's because I'm a Giants fan. That's why I know that.
But these fucking failures, you know, Peyton Manning's entire fucking playoff career. Of course, you're not going to have as distinct memories if you're not a fan of that fucking team, but all of these things still do matter. They are meaningful in the grand scheme of things. These games do matter.
Okay.
Josh Allen, there's a good chance if Josh Allen lost in a playoff game, it's to Patrick Mahomes.
Like, you don't think that this game, right? You talk about meaningless for the fucking Niners. Do you think that this game is meaningless for the Buffalo Bills the grand arc of things, when it might mean the end of Sean McDermott, when we are all going to remember that Josh Allen had fucking 4 turnovers in this game, a game they should have fucking won? You don't think this is going to matter?
It is meaningful if they win. But since they lost, it doesn't fucking matter, because in the history books, it's nothing. It's nothing. So if you're a Seahawks fan, 10 years from now, you're going to be like, oh, man, do you remember 2025, 2026 when the Seahawks blew out the 49ers 41-6 in the playoffs? Of course, if you're a Seahawks fan, you're going to remember. If you're just a fucking casual NFL fan 10 years from now, hey, do you remember when the Seahawks won the Super Bowl? Can you tell me who they beat in the playoffs? Nobody's going to fucking remember.
I'm going to remember now because you keep talking about it.
Yeah. Heavy D, don't forget Bills offensive lineman held a Broncos defensive lineman in the end zone prior to that play, which should have been a safety. Go Broncos. Yes. So if you want to get into this flag was called and this wasn't, we can find other examples that should have turned up better for Denver too. Craig Morning, we exaggerate that this is the year narrative. Mahomes, et cetera, was never the obstacle. 2 Chiefs Super Bowls were due to favorable, questionable calls.
That's the NFL for you, though. That's every game.
Craig Morning, you're straw manning. If the NFL wanted to rig, individual refs place bets and make calls. That's the issue, not this call specifically. In general, betting has created more game-changing calls. What has created more awareness of game-changing calls is the fucking internet and social media and people getting paid to fucking advertise things.
And how many cameras we have now and different angles and everything.
Yeah, like I get you, Craig. I get it. You're coping. And if that's truly the way you believe, you just shouldn't watch any football, period. Genuinely. Why would you? You know? Why would you? And of course, it's always about your team getting fucked. It can never possibly be the other way. Like,
of course not. Like I don't blame Bills fans for being mad today, and even them thinking that was a catch. Fine.
Yes, you have delusions. If you're a fan, I get that you are coping. I understand. Like what I don't understand is the people that aren't fans that just don't understand the fucking rules.
Yeah,
you know
exactly. It's meaningless.
Like I said, if they wanted to fucking throw the flag and change that fucking call for the Broncos to win, they had an easy opportunity to do it. They could have called holding in the end zone but it been a safety, and you don't even have to go through all that shit. Why didn't they throw it there? I guess maybe their bet was that it went to overtime, but 4 minutes later was when the Broncos won. Okay. Like you start to like piece it out. It doesn't make any fucking sense. So, and I'm not saying that there's never been any official that hasn't placed a bet. Of course there fucking has. Of course there's times when people do that shit. Of course. But the problem is you have fan bases that, depending on the year, who want to fucking deny everything to support their fucking, well, this is happening to me for this reason. As a Broncos fan, happy to win. The least happy I've been for a playoff win. We lost Bo and we made Josh Allen cry. Kind of sucks.
I'm glad Allen did it. You know, that was good on him.
I agree. He's not blaming the fucking refs.
Nobody's going to remember in 2 years.
He's blaming himself. Heavy D, Josh Allen watched Sinners before the game. Oof. Oh, man.
No.
Chris Grant, I agree with Beardo. It's go time.
It is, man. Bo Nix needs to step up.
B Chain. Brett Favre never let a broken ankle, finger, or a little concussion keep him out of a game. We have some smelling salts and get at him.
Damn right.
Craig Morning, Beardo who never broke a bone telling a man to wrap it up. It's usually a fight through immediately after injury. When you rest, it gets worse. You never broke a bone?
I've never broken like a real bone. I've broken my fingers. I've broken almost all my fingers, but I've never broken like a real bone.
That was a huge discussion on Tuesday Night Main Event for like
it was a big discussion on Main Event. I said I've never broken a bone, but I've broken some fingers, and they're like, "So you've broken bones?" And I'm like, "Not like an arm or a leg or something like that. I've only broken my fingers." And they're like, "Well, Beardo, you've broken a bone before."
You have. I agree.
Like,
there is a difference.
That doesn't count.
There is a huge difference between breaking a toe or a finger and
Let's go.
Yeah,
because the fingers aren't meaningful, right?
However, if I was asked that question, I would have said, yes, I have broken a bone, but it's just
not cool. It's not cool. Like you can say like, yeah, I broke my arm and that's cool. But if somebody asks you, have you ever broken a bone and the fingers were the only thing that you broke, like that's not cool to say. You're like, yeah, I've broken a bone. I broke my fucking finger. Like people are going to be like, oh, that's it. Like it's not cool.
Well, even I broke my arm, but it wasn't fucking cool. I fell off my bike when I was 5 years old.
But it's cooler than saying that I've only broken fingers. It's cooler to say I broke my arm than I broke my fucking middle finger.
That's true. But
thank you.
But I still think you went about it all wrong in the phrase. And
apparently I'm doing a lot of that.
Yeah. We're trying to help. Bonesaw is ready for 5. This game was a nice palate cleanser after the Broncos game almost gave me a heart attack. Seattle literally had enough to win in the first 13 seconds. They did. American Man. I see the smoke show. Steve Cohen and it's Dodger Blue. Welcome to LA, Kyle Tucker. The road to the three-peat and ruining baseball begins now.
That's true.
I was disgusted when I saw Kyle Tucker sign with the Dodgers. Look, they're not doing anything against the rules.
No.
They're not. However,
there's a luxury tax and they pay it every year.
Yeah. However, dude, I do wonder. I think the Dodgers are going to fucking ruin it for everybody. I do think that this is going to, I think it's going to inherently change baseball because I do think they're going to change the rules because of this. It's
going to take one more. You know what it'll take?
If they win this year, yes.
If they win this year and then next year they get Paul Skeens, then it's done. Done.
First of all, that would be a trade. But it
doesn't matter because they're going to sign him. So they're going to trade for him and then sign him. And then that luxury tax is going to be through the fucking roof.
Right. Because there are genuinely teams. We talk about teams that don't want to spend money or whatever. In Major League Baseball, there are genuinely teams that do not have the capability to spend as much money as the Dodgers.
Pittsburgh.
Even the Atlanta fucking Braves, based on their profit margins and everything, the publicly available profit margins for the Atlanta Braves, even a team like the Atlanta Braves, storied history, all this stuff, they do not have the money to spend like that.
The Oakland A's.
When you start getting to those things, and you're like, fuck. So you're talking about even a team like this that already has this payment, they have no capacity to spend like that. You do start to maybe needing to have a conversation because it's getting insane for the Dodgers right now.
But it shows how much winning a title brings in money for your organization. Because I heard that, and I haven't verified this. I just heard that even with all the spending they did last year, the Dodgers still made like $200 million. So they're still making money on top of it. But even then, I think the ownership of the Dodgers would sacrifice profits or pay into winning titles just because that's all they care about is the legacy right now. Which is it's just wild. I have no problem with teams spending money and doing it this way. That's what the rules are. They're fine. I don't care. I know it sucks watching the same team win every year, but just because you spend the money doesn't mean that you're going to win it. I mean, look at the Mets. They spend a bunch of money. The Padres tried it a few years ago, right? It doesn't guarantee that you're going to win it. Yeah, and it's more fun to root against those teams. It's fun to root against the Dodgers in the playoffs.
I genuinely think we might be getting like a high hard cap in baseball and a spending floor in baseball in the next couple of years. And
they need a limit on the deferred payments.
Yeah, and a limit on deferred payments. Now the Kyle Tucker one, the deferred payments aren't a ton. No. It's not like Shohei's deal, but there is some deferred money in this one. I'm with you, Will, in terms of I've never been thinking about advocating for a salary cap in baseball fucking ever. But we've also never seen a team do this like the Dodgers. To get everybody to get all like to have the team you have and already bringing in the fucking free agents you have and already this fucking money that's on the table and then sign the top positional free agent and the top closing pitcher in baseball. I don't know. Cosmic Blade. Good morning, Ryan. I've been a Pats fan ever since I defected from my mom's brainwashing to being a Bears fan. But this year, the Bears really surprised me. Maybe a believer. I'm rooting for them. Bear down. Let's go, Cosmic Blade.
It doesn't count. You're a Patriots fan.
I'll take all the rooting I can. Richard Simmons, Beardo. I'm a fan of tight end power plays as well.
Thanks.
Chris Cran, go Bears, beat that Rams ass. Ryan needs a second ring. I do. Angst Kitten for $10. Beardo is 1-1, and Ryan and Will are 0-2 this week. So congrats to Beardo for win of the week, no matter who wins, since everyone picked the same for the rest. Congrats, Beardo.
Thank you.
Mondo Splyer became a YouTube member. Thank you. Little Orphan Fun Couches, Beardo's NFC East rant sounds like SEC fanboys.
Okay.
Taker, Bo Nix, I used to be an NFL quarterback like you until I took an arrow to the knee. Broke my ankle. Titan 10-6, Jack Youngblood played an entire 1979 playoffs, including Super Bowl with a broken fibula.
I thought it was a broken femur, but it could have been a fibula, but he did.
There are broken bones. There are injuries you can fucking play through. Some people, if they tear their ACL, would literally not be able to play. There are some people when they tear their ACL, it's almost like they don't think anything's wrong. So that's why Phillip Rivers was able to play in a torn ACL. Remember Rajon Rondo when he tore his ACL fucking 15 years ago and he was just like He just like, my knee hurts a little bit or whatever. And he's like walking normally. He's not using any assistance. They do an MRI just to see what may have happened. Maybe they think meniscus, something, and it comes back, hey, you're done for the season. You have a torn ACL. And he's like, what? So the injuries are different.
I still stand by what I said.
I know you do. Joe Winter, a Giants fan, taking his frustration out on others. LOL. Grow up.
I'm calm. I'm good.
Beardo, take a Xanax and pet your cat, bro.
I don't have a cat.
Taker for 2. Super Bowl 49 getting there was enough. Not
Super Bowl 49. Patriots, Seahawks.
Interception.
Yeah.
Malcolm Butler.
Was that pass interference? The Beast. Immaculate reception. Steelers didn't make it, but you know what matters. Simmer down, Beardo. Remain blessed, everyone.
Okay. They didn't win.
Cosmic Blade. I'm a Beardo defender for the last year, but after today's takes, not so sure.
You can be wrong.
Metal Slave says meaningless versus forgettable. Thank you,
you,
Metal Slave, for pointing out what he is like trying to say. Bearded Sports Psych. Beardo, regular season records are meaningless. No one remembers Dickerson's rushing record because it wasn't in a Super Bowl. Barry Sanders is a bum.
Records, individual records are completely different.
Little Orphan Funkhauser. Beardo's arbitrary definitions are all meaningless.
Thank you.
Eric for 5. Beardo's a coping Giants fan because they only make the playoffs twice since their last Super Bowl.
I've made us a lot of super chats today, just so you know.
Yeah. Dr. Gordo, member for 21 months. Thanks, Dr. Gordo. Danny O, Dr. Beardo from Leering Medical School. Fingers are not real bones. Thanks, Doc. Now I can break my fingers.
Yep.
Eric K, that little girl's 0-8 so far. RIP to the Pats and the Bears if she's 100% wrong.
Impossible. She can't go 0-10. It's impossible.
Chris Clark, I broke hearts and still played in the game because I'm a playa. Go Pats. Jesus, hi Ryan, good luck today. Be rooting for you. Go Bears. Thank you. And also, I guess we should talk about we could talk about a little bit tomorrow too, but we do have college football national championship tomorrow night, right?
Yep.
Monday.
Yeah.
Which still weird that these are on Monday nights and always will be, but fuck the Hoosiers. All right. Fuck them. They're really fucking good, but fuck them. I'm going to be rooting for Carson Beck's dumbass. But we can talk a little bit more about that tomorrow. Beardo, what do you got going on today?
We go take a nap and then watch football.
There you go. Will, what about you?
I'm actually really, we got some good football games today, but I'm really looking forward to Night of Seven Kingdoms tonight, episode 1. So that'll be fun.
I'm supposed to do a stream with Gary in the immediate aftermath of that. So it's going to be weird because I'm going to be late watching it because the Bears game's still going to be going on. So I'm going to be late watching Night of the Seven Kingdoms. I might be late getting into that stream, obviously. So we'll see what happens.
What is that show? Is that a show?
It is. It's in the Game of Thrones universe. It's on HBO. It's based on The Hedge Knight, which is a short story. And it's really fucking good book, by the way. Well, really good short story.
Did you like A Knight's Tale? Did you like A Knight's Tale?
Me?
That movie? Heath Ledger, Knight's Tale?
Never seen it.
Did you like that?
Never seen it.
Okay, never mind. Well, never mind. I was going to say it's like that, but I think dark.
But it's not as dark as Game of Thrones and House of the Dragon. It is a much more lighthearted story, although some bad shit does happen.
Yeah.
A lot more like hopeful and inspirational than those shows.
And we got Landman season finale tonight too.
Damn.
Some good news.
Irish Skywalker for 5. Beardo is always right. First try.
Thank you.
Ryan, you have a watch party for the Bears game today? No, I want to be alone to watch the Bears in the same way that I'm alone every time I watch the Bears. And it's worked out pretty well so far this year. I'm going to be standing when we need a rally. I'm going to be standing in the same fucking spot on the left side of my couch, just like I always fucking do. It's worked so far almost every time this year.
I'm a right side of the couch guy.
I am wherever they start playing better, then I stay there.
Okay.
So,
all right.
I am so superstitious when it comes to that shit. No lies. Like, if I'm like laying on the couch watching the game and it's going fucking badly, I will like flip and lay on the other side. I will fucking stand up. If I go behind like the kitchen and I'm watching the TV from there and they start playing well, I'm not fucking moving from there. I'm incredibly superstitious. But we'll see what happens. I am very anxious and very excited for tonight. But thank you guys. Thanks for being here. Go check out Beardo. Go check out Will on Game On. And we'll be back tomorrow to wrap up these games, do a preview of the college football championship. Bonesaw is ready off topic, but are Hedge Knight and Dunk and Egg two different things in A Song of Ice and Fire? I thought this was Dunk and Egg. It is Dunk and Egg. The Hedge Knight is the first Dunk and Egg short story. So there's 3 short stories that exist within the universe. This is the first one. And A Night of the Seven Kingdoms is the name of the show. All right, guys. That's it. Bye, everybody. Have a good day.